As Fall Guys approaches its 5th year anniversary, the community has built incredible websites, applications, and resources that every player needs to know about. This website is basically Yelp, but for Fall Guys Creative. Players are able to add their levels to the website, view levels made by other players, and most importantly, give reviews. First things first, sign up for an account. It is an incredibly easy process. When I made my account, the verification email was in my spam folder, so make sure to check there and that the email is from noreply@reviewguys.co.uk. Although I'll be showing the desktop version, the website is mobile friendly. Once you've logged in, you'll be in the Discover page. You'll be presented with the top levels of the day. You can change the time period by mousing over to the drop-down menu. Clicking on any of the maps will take you to its review page. You're able to like the map and even bookmark it for later use. You can even visit other creators' profile pages by clicking their name. While it does have an underline, which all links do, it'd be nice if it was a bit more obvious, but that's a minor complaint. Scrolling down shows you the review section. I do wish when you liked a map, it would change colors or put a tick mark or really any indicator that we already liked the map, because I often find myself forgetting that I liked the level. If you wish to add your level, make sure you're logged in, then click on the add button and follow the steps. On the top right, you'll find a nameplate. Hovering over it will show you some more menus you can access, which includes bookmarks. The website feels like an extension of the game itself, from the loading page to the background and even the rating box. In my opinion, the search function is great. By clicking the black funnel, you're able to filter your search, and my favorite part is that you can filter by whether a level is modded or not. For those who don't know, people use mods like Creative Expansion Pack or CEP to make levels that go beyond the 2,500 budget. An example is this level that has a 10,000 budget. That's not the only thing you can do, but I digress. As more and more people find out about this website and add their levels, this could be the de facto place for people to find new and wonderful maps to play. This website was released to the public on April 10th, 2025, so about a month ago. I'll be sure to link the website along with their Twitter and Blue Sky pages as well. Although if you don't want to make an account or just don't care to add levels and you just want to see what maps are being added, you can do so without the need of an account. Just type reviewguys.co.uk/discover/ and it will take you to the discovery page. Oh yeah, if you're logged in and close the tab, make sure to type in /discover, because just typing Review Guys will take you to the review page and you'll have to log in again. This website has huge potential and I'm so excited to see what it'll look like a year from now. Fall Guys Stats shows off one of the greatest strengths of free and open source software: flexibility and transparency. The source code is available to read over on the GitHub page. In essence, this application uses the in-game log files to track your performance, then displays those metrics for later evaluation. It's only available on PC and can be downloaded from the GitHub page. All you gotta do is scroll down, click the purple download button, extract the file to wherever you want. I recommend making a folder since a few files will be created upon opening the app for the first time. The main window shows you an overview of stats such as a round name, how many times you played a particular round, the number of times you qualified on one, your medals, and even the fastest and longest time on a particular level. Creative maps are also supported. It's just grouped into categories. You're able to view what show or what game you played, how long that game lasted, and what round you made it to, but there's a dedicated page for rounds, and that goes into incredible detail, such as seeing what device players are using. There's even a dedicated page to how many wins you got per day. This application even has different profiles so you can be organized. For example, I have a profile for only ranked knockout. To add a profile, go to profile settings, type a name, then click add. Once you do, select the white box and find what show you want the profile to start tracking. Pro tip, if you go to settings, you can allow the program to automatically switch profiles based on what show you're playing. If you're using the application for the first time, I recommend selecting duos and squads from the drop-down menu and putting them into their respective profiles, as the app doesn't do that for you. Features here. So when I went to install Fall Guys Stats for the first time for the purposes of this video, when you open the app for the first time, it says select your language, and in the bottom left it says auto generate profiles. When I went to profiles, as you can see, it has everything linked. So disregard what I said if you're installing the app for the first time. If however you've had the app installed for a while, maybe it hasn't done it for you, I'm not sure. I installed this app years ago and back then they didn't, but now it seems like when you install Fall Guys Stats for the first time, it will automatically link all the profiles for you. And the main reason why I wanted to download this application in the first place was because of the overlay. It is a fantastic way of showing off your stats on screen. You can even see how much ping you're getting. It's incredible how detailed the overlay can get. And yes, you can customize what you want shown on screen. You can export all the data into a spreadsheet and various other formats. Unfortunately, you cannot import your existing games into the application. It will only start tracking from the moment you have the app installed. It's also super lightweight, so don't worry about it affecting your performance. Just make sure to have the application open, otherwise it won't track. However, if you have it closed while playing Fall Guys, the next time you open it, it'll show a pop-up asking if you want to add the games you played to the list. I highly recommend you back up the data.db file, as that's what contains all your stats. So if anything happens, say it got corrupted, which did happen to me back in April of 2023, you can just re-download Fall Guys stats and drag your data.db file back into the folder. Fall Guys stats released on August 16th, 2020, or 12 days after the game launched, and yet it continues to get updates every few weeks or so. Devil Scroll on GitHub was the original creator, but no longer maintains the app. But with it being open source, people have stepped in over the years to push out updates. This app also has integration with the next thing on this list, and that's Fallytics. The brainchild of Fullyfish, Fallytics tracks the likelihood of a round appearing in a game of Fall Guys, what shows your games are popular, and even have competitive leaderboards. Fallytics will get its data from a bot Fullyfish made way back in the day. However, on May 1st, 2023, Fall Guys stats would officially support Fallytics, meaning as long as you have the setting enabled in Fall Guys stats, you're able to contribute, and you can do that by going into the settings on Fall Guys stats and enable the first option. With a huge sample size, the website is a lot more accurate than it was before. As briefly mentioned, you can track the likelihood of getting a particular level and which show or game it's more likely to appear in. For example, it seems like you have more chances to get volleyball in squads than in solos. However, the website even has multiple competitive leaderboards, and again, you will need to enable the setting in Fall Guys stats in order to be part of it. It currently has 3 boards: weekly crown leaderboard, speedrun rankings, and speedrunning. Most of these are explained on the website itself, and you can even access the leaderboard directly from Fall Guys stats. I'm personally not interested in stuff like this, so I've chosen to opt out. So even if you search my username, you won't find me because I don't have the setting turned on. The website is open source, but I believe that wasn't always the case. Either way, I'll leave the GitHub page and the official Fallytics Twitter page down in the description below. Fall Guys database, aka Fall Guys DB, is, as the name suggests, a database, and it contains a ton of stuff. It lists out all the shows that are currently in the game, even has like future LTMs that may appear. You're even able to see what levels are featured in said shows. It even shows you what's live in the shop at the moment and what will be live in the future. It has a page for the news feed, it has a page dedicated to the Discovery tab, and even a section for you to enter creative share codes, which allows you to see information the game doesn't provide, such as dislikes. This database or website is very simple to understand and is great for seeing round pool changes, and something I heavily rely on for my YouTube videos. A great website all around. FG Analyst, codenamed CV2, is made by the Cloud Seeker Collective. Its main developer is Popular Toppling Jelly, aka Theodore Bushkowski. This website is basically Fall Guys DB but on steroids. One thing I love about this website that others won't care for is the fact that you can go into the settings and you're able to turn on no leaks mode, meaning if you don't want to get spoiled for future content, you can turn the option on, which is awesome. You can even adjust the newsfeed to where it won't show you any shop related slides. Much like Fall Guys DB, you can view what shows are live, but you can see more detail as compared to Fall Guys DB. If you click on the creative tab on the navigation bar, you're presented with a few options. One of the options I use the most is lookup code, which when you put a code, you can see the level itself, the thumbnail, how many likes, and a stat the game doesn't show you is how many dislikes the level has, along with a host of other stuff. And as someone who live streams themselves playing creator made rounds, this is basically the only section of the website I use if I'm being honest. It's a fantastic way of vetting maps. If you're bored, you can even have the website select a level for you at random. They even have a page hidden under the miscellaneous section that shows you when the double fame or double XP will be enabled. The big thing this site has that Fall Guys DB doesn't is that you can see the round pool for shows found in custom lobbies, which is awesome if you're someone who plays custom shows. A fantastic second option if you feel like Fall Guys DB doesn't quite do it for you, primarily if you play creative levels. Like every piece of entertainment, Fall Guys has its own wiki page, more specifically one that is ran by the players or the community. Everything you could possibly need to know about Fall Guys can be found here. Want to see a detailed list of all the celebrations? Well, you can. Did you know Fall Guys had, or I guess has, lore? The wiki has an entire page dedicated to it. How about the history of vaulting? That's been covered in great detail. From summaries of what an update has added, round pool changes, to cataloging everything added in Fall Guys Creative, the wiki truly has it all. As someone who makes videos about Fall Guys, this is an invaluable resource. With Fall Guys being a live service game, it'll continue to add and remove content, and unfortunately I can't cover it all. I'm just one guy. Whereas the wiki is run by passionate fans, and with the article format they can easily edit pages after the fact. Whereas with videos, if I make a mistake or forget something, I'm out of luck. The Fall Guys wiki is absolutely phenomenal. I cannot recommend it enough. Rolloff.club is an absolute masterclass on roll-off. Made by Alex Lockwood, it features everything you could possibly need to know to consistently time out roll-off, from roll patterns to advanced strats like wall jumping and how to attempt timeouts without jumping or diving. Again, this website truly has everything you need to know to become a roll master. Roll-off has 20 variations, and Alex has mapped all of them out. All the variations are given unofficial names. The website guides you through the process from beginner to advanced. Along with the website, Alex has made a series of gameplay videos timing out all 20 variations and has compiled them into one easy playlist. And every time I play a game of roll-off, I make sure to go to the website to see what variation it was and how I could have tackled that better. If you're someone who struggles with the roll-off, I heavily recommend you go to this website. It's fantastic. LostTemple.app was also made by Alex Lockwood, and it basically shows you all the possible paths and routes you can take during a game of Lost Temple. I interviewed Alex right around the time the app was new, and back then he played 3,428 games of Lost Temple in Season 2 Salad Scramble aka SS2. And at his peak, he played 100 games of Lost Temple a day. He was able to achieve this because in customs, if you start a game of Jungle Jumble with 10 to 14 people, it instantly takes you to Lost Temple. Back then, he had to manually input the data, but on May 18th, 2024, he was able to reverse engineer the Fall Guys source code and figure out the exact Lost Temple path probabilities. The app is much more accurate than before, since previously the calculations were done manually and based on the 3,000 games he played. With how easy it is to use the website, it's just something I find myself going to often just for fun. It's basically a simulation of Lost Temple, but just something super easy to use. This website basically allows you to keep track of the fruits that's on perfect match. Just hover over the tile and select the fruit by left clicking it. And if you need to clear the board, press R on your keyboard. It's a tool that I don't think most people would need or care for, but something for people who don't have the best memory. This isn't a Fall Guys dedicated website, however the entirety of the Fall Guys OST got uploaded to Smash Custom Music, a website that hosts a ton of tracks from various video games. You can even listen to different versions of songs, such as the Spectator's version. Fall Guys has a fantastic OST and I'm just so glad to be able to hear different versions that I wouldn't normally hear when I'm going on YouTube, for example. Fall Guys has their own website and they make blog posts there, mostly whenever they release an update. However, you can go back in time and see all the other blog posts they made, which is pretty cool in my opinion. If you're having issues or problems with the game, Fall Guys support is where you should go. If you're familiar with other Epic Game properties, this is pretty much the same thing. You scroll down and click on the blue button that says Contact Us. Make sure you're logged in with your Epic Games account and go through the prompts and just hope for the best. This isn't exactly Fall Guys only, but rather a way to see the status on all the services and games that are owned by Epic Games. So if anything is down, just go to Epic Games status and you can make sure it's down for everyone and not just you. In this section of the video, I'll shout out some social media pages and places you can go. Fall Guys Owl is a Twitter page run by Miotonic and they tweet out status updates, bugs, and hard fixes. If you're someone who doesn't use Twitter that much and vastly prefers Blue Sky, CJ Steak over on Blue Sky made a bot that basically reposts whatever Fall Guys Owl posts on their Twitter page. They even have one for the main Fall Guys page. The app CJ was using did break, so the Blue Sky accounts didn't post anything for a month, but it's been fixed now. I'm not someone who uses Twitter all that much and vastly prefers Blue Sky, so I'm very glad I can actually just keep track of Fall Guys Owl and the main Fall Guys page on Blue Sky. FG Community Owl is a fan-made account that is very, shall we say, inspired by FG Owl, and it basically fills in the gaps and explains some of the tweets made by Owl, since the tweets can be pretty vague. If anything, I prefer this account over Owl as they post the same things, but this page adds context, along with posting things that Owl would never. FG Twitter Maps is a Twitter account that showcases Fall Guys creative maps that are made by the community. If you want them to feature your map, just send them a DM on Twitter. Let's switch gears and talk about r/Fall Guys game, which is a community-run subreddit. Here you can discuss all things Fall Guys and voice your opinions on the state of the game. Some posts can be super detailed, especially posts from years ago. Staff from Epic Games will make posts whenever a new update has been released. Unvault Fall Guys is a Twitter page that will talk about former live events, maps that are unvaulted, and how long they've been vaulted for. And in general, it acts like a sort of time capsule. So if you're feeling nostalgic or want some perspective on the vault, this account will do just that. Futurezy here, and this is going to be embarrassing, but I was actually done editing the video and I realized I forgot to talk about accounts that leak Fall Guys or talk about stuff that's going to be added to Fall Guys well in advance. And listen, I'll be blunt here, if you haven't figured it out, I don't really use Twitter like that. I'm more of a Blue Sky user, but I do know there are 3 accounts that talk about Fall Guys leaks. Mainly these 3 accounts actually talk about things that Midtonic add in a content update. Every so often Midtonic will update the game and usually they'll add content, hence the word content updates. The 3 accounts that talk about Fall Guys leaks and or update infos is FG Muffins, FG Updates Infos, and FG Leaks and Infos. This is something I found out while researching for this video. Apparently, some of the trailers that Fall Guys upload use paid royalty-free music, and this channel has found some of the songs being used and has uploaded them to this YouTube channel. If I miss any websites or social media pages, comment below and let me know. And special thank you to our Max Store aka $5 members, Jump and Runnin', Deckle, The Editor, Accelerate Profi, T-Man, and the Salt, TM, for your support as always.